Hello everyone! So in today's video I wanted to do something fall inspired. Of course, a lot of my upcoming videos will still be fall inspired because who doesn't love fall inspired videos? I know I do. The berry lips, the dark golds and warm tones and coppers. It's my favorite time of year for makeup, easily. So today I just did a cut crease. I kind of entailed, I kind of made that up. Just a liner that kind of branched off into the crease with a little bit of a darker color, and then a simple nude lip. Ooh. Whoa. Alright, so let's just move on into the video. Go away. So to start off this look, I'm just going to start by taking a more precise fluffy brush like this one, the Sigma E25. I'm just going to be getting some transition colors like these here, slowly building up the intensity of it, but I'm going to keep this on the high crease. So I'm just going to take a little bit and run it a little bit higher than I usually would because this is going to be more of a cut crease. Oh my god. So I want this transition shade to be a little bit higher up. And for the shape of this, I want to keep this just in that upper crease to about like where the color, the middle, first part of where the color of my eye starts. Maybe I can get more precise. So like till about here. I'm not bringing it all the way in, but I'm not stopping halfway. And I'm not connecting it down to my outer V. I just want to keep this high in the crease, just to act as a nice transition shade for when you go with the darker shades. So now that I have a good amount of crease colors or transition shades in, I'm going to take this really flat and defined brush. As you can see, I'm just going to take like that last dark shade that I used in the crease. Phantom hair on me. And I'm just going to use that and look straight on into my mirror and then like draw in my crease. Just gonna get some pigment right on the tip of the brush, and then when I'm looking head on, I'm just gonna draw in that crease above where my eye actually folds in when I'm looking head on. Thought there was a bug or something. I heard something whiz past my face. So just going to draw that in, not like being super precise. I'm just kind of getting that line in there, as you can see. So the only like downside to this sort of look is that it is a little bit time consuming when it comes to applying the colors, making sure that they're on there and pretty blended out. So once I get that first layer of pigment, I just go in with a fluffy brush and blend above where I placed all those colors, because as you deepen it up, and if this is how dark you want, if you want it to be like more of a daytime cut crease, you can definitely stop here. But if you want to make it more dramatic and more of like a nighttime sort of look, just make sure that you blend between each shade. So you put on the lighter shade, blend it out, put on the darker shade, blend it out. It's just a lot of blending, and it's gonna look kind of weird at first, but once you put on like the lid shade and the eyeliner and the lashes, if you choose to, that is what usually brings it all together, and you're like, oh, now I know like how it's supposed to look, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna go ahead and deepen it up a little bit more, and then I will. So that is about as dark as I'm going with the crease for now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the lid shade, and looking at my palette, I'm debating between gold or copper. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover from the outer corner to about where I stopped that shading. I'm just going to cover that, and you can do this matte, shimmer. The technique we're going to use is really going to frame that color. So this would be perfect to do like a statement color, like a bright purple or any sort of bright shade. but I think it'd be really pretty this time of year to do like a gold or a copper, something super warm, because the effect or technique we're going to do is really going to frame that color and really make it stand out like when you look down, but looking head on it won't be as dramatic, so it's like a really nice pop. So you can go ahead and add any color, lid color that you want. Okay, so once you put that lid shade on, I just went in and put some on with my finger, and then I went in and more closely defined it right up to that cut crease with the same brush that I used to apply the colors in the cut crease, and I just kind of wiped it off. Ooh, I have glitter all over me. I went back in with the same transition shades and even one darker and just kind of cleaned it up so that way it's still just as defined. So now I'm going to do some pretty thick liner. I didn't really pay attention to this outer V, so I broke my eyeliner. I really want to make it pretty thick so that way it kind of covers where I didn't put any eyeshadow, because I knew I was going to be putting this thicker liner over it. That makes any sense. Okay, so my eyeliner kind of had a mind of its own today. It didn't really want to cooperate with anything I was doing, but that's what lashes are for. That's something you can't really control. You just kind of got to go with it, unless you want to start over, which I really don't want to do. But, so moving on, I'm going to take that same precise brush that I used to put those deeper colors in there. I'm going to take some of the darkest colors that I have and start building those up, and then eventually I'm going to mix in this black from the Tartelette palette, because I want this to be kind of a continuation of that liner. So I'm going to put it right at that crease and kind of build off the liner. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I'm going to try and do some of it on camera and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to need a smaller brush. I can already tell this one's too chunky monkey. I'm going to take this really tiny liner brush that I have, should work well. Just mixing all the darkest colors. Oh yeah. And then I'm only going to take it about halfway. See, it looks really weird now because it's unblended, but once you begin blending it, like just taking a really precise brush, keeping it in about the outer third to outer half, that is really as far as you need to go. Otherwise it can kind of close in on the eye, but just by doing it that little amount is really going to showcase, there is a bug in here, it's really going to showcase that lid color that you put on. So a little tip that I have for when you're applying that darker shadow in the crease is I take my brush, ooh, this is going to be hard, and as I'm putting it in the crease, I flick it up into the crease. That way it kind of, I guess, fans out the product, so you don't have that harsh line and you're not sitting there trying to blend this harsh line out. It kind of puts some product up for you to blend, rather than being super duper careful and precise and trying to blend out a line up and up and up. You just kind of flick some of that product up to create a gradient. Then you go ahead and blend that, and that is going to make it super duper easy to give it that really gradient, ooh, there's a hammer nose, fanned out effect without like the long process of blending a thin black line. I honestly cannot stress to you guys how much of a difference lashes can make. Like, if you're really scared about doing them, I understand, but you know, if you're planning on doing a really dramatic look that really does call for lashes, just a night before you wash off all your makeup, grab a pair. I suggest buying some cheap ones before you go in with like the ones that you really like, unless the ones you really like are really cheap, like mine that are like $3 a pair or something, and I buy a pack of 4 for like $10. So, but they're my favorite, so that doesn't really matter. But yeah, if you are planning on going to like a wedding or prom or whatever and you don't want to have someone else do it, just get a pair, practice every night. I don't really know what time. It really depends like how quick you catch on, so I'd suggest starting at least a month in advance. I'd say like this isn't like prepare, like buckle down and prepare, but I should probably do other stuff while I'm talking. But yeah, just like if you plan on doing like a cut crease or something super smoky or like a cat eye, something that really does call for lashes, like something lashes will really tie the look together, something that's just quite a natural practice, because that, if they make all the difference, I promise it will be worth the $3 to $10 that you're spending. And invest in good glue as well. Duo is really good. Typically the glue that you get in lashes is not the best, so invest in some good glue and invest some time and you should be okay. Because this, and it also took away from the fact that I completely messed up my, well, I didn't mess up my eyeliner, but they just, one's going a different direction from the other, and lashes can take away from that, and I appreciate that a lot because some days you just need that. Alright, so I use my e.l.f. bronzer to contour, and I'm using the Harouche blush, or the blush in the Harouche palette. Only blush that I think I will ever be able to wear. Just kidding, but it's really pretty. Alright, and then for highlighter, did I bring over that stick? I must not have. Oh well, we're just gonna go in with just some of the Glow Kit. I like to mix like golden bronze. I like to mix these three first to kind of get that base glow on. And once I have like a much milder highlight on, I'll take Sunburst, which is the light yellow, and just put that directly like right on top, like putting my brush on my face like this, right at the very tops of my cheekbones. Alright, sorry that the lighting changed. That's what happens when you use natural sunlight as your primary source of lighting. So I'm just gonna go in with some of these, ooh, this is weird, some of these darker mattes, kind of like the ones I used in my upper lid in that transitional sort of the line, basically the line. And I'm just going to run those under my lash line, sticking to the outer half, because that's what's going to give our eyes a nice almond shape. So I know that my lower lash line looks super, or not super dark, but pretty dark. I really didn't go that intense because the top lid is so dramatic. I just wanted a little bit of framing and definition under the eye. So then I just popped an inner corner highlight on, some lower lash mascara, you know, the basics. I think everyone's got that down pat pretty much. And then for the lips, I'm going definitely for the more neutral side. So to line the lips, I'm going to be using the NYX lip liner in Natural. And then for the actual lip shade, I'm using Jeffree Star Cosmetics in Mannequin. I love this nude. I just wish my lips weren't so liney. Alright, so this is the finished look. I really enjoyed making this. This is definitely a technique I haven't used before, this whole cut crease, but it really wasn't too difficult. You just gotta be patient. Oh my gosh. You just gotta be patient and make sure you really blend it out, and then it'll all come together. You just gotta be patient. So, yep, this is the end of the video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.